Kimono is a term that was kind of developed in the 1800s when Japan opened the country to the West. And a kimono means thing to wear, because they never had to identify what they wear against non-Japanese clothing. If you go to Japan, you don't see that many people wearing kimono. But they are reserved for weddings and people who practice tea ceremony and traditional music and arts would like to wear kimono. And the important historical point in the past so many decades in Japan, which impacted the kimono market or kimono popularity, is the westernization and modernization, which kept on going since 1800s, but it was greatly accelerated after the World War II because of the extensive bombing of the big cities. But once Japanese got used to wearing Western clothes, it was more convenient and it was readily available. So the change over to mostly Western clothes happened rapidly. And the younger generation didn't grow up with kimonos.
Older Japanese generations will see the younger generations and think, oh, they're not disciplining themselves, or they're not working for it, so why should I share my knowledge if they're not actively seeking it out? I first wore a kimono when I was 5 years old. Traditionally in Japan, there's a ceremony for children when they reach the ages of 3, 5, and 7. I was 5 years old, and it was a really ornately embroidered red kimono, and it pretty much dwarfed me. It was really very large considering how big I was at 5 years old, but my grandmother hired a professional photographer to take pictures of me in her backyard where her tea house is. And you first see yourself after you've had your kimono put on, or you put your kimono on yourself. It really is like a sort of body transformation. I think that's why, part of the reason why kimono stayed popular, because it really is a unique kind of beauty being dressed in a kimono. I think that's why it holds a fascination of everyone, even though it's much more convenient to wear Western clothing.